Hey, what's up, card fighters? BOTCG here, back with another commentated match video. In this video, I was testing Vermillion with a different tech card here, and then a good buddy of mine, shoutouts to Ishmael. He was playing his B hero deck with the new promo, the new tournament promo. And let me say, bro, heroes slap. At least in his hands, bro. Like heroes still slap. Vermillion, like I've said this many times, Vermillion I feel like is on the cusp of greatness. It's like so close to being like a really good deck. It's just missing like one or two cards of support, in my personal opinion. But I am going to start off here discarding the chicken to ride into the grade 1 Red River. He's going to ride the Beaver hero here and then search his base. Then he's going to draw for going second. And he's going to swing for 8k here. We no guard it. He gets a perfect guard. And I believe we damage check a Vermillion. Debating what I want to discard here. We ultimately discard, that's the grade 3 from Festival Collection. Or a Festival Booster. That's the card I'm trying out in this list. Just because this deck generally doesn't counterblast that much. Searching Eternal Thunderbolt here off the ride line. Then we're going to call another grade 2 Red River. Soul Charge 1 off the effect. Get +5. And then we're going to call a Death Scythe here. It gets 5k off its ability, so swing for 15. And then swing for 10. He takes it. We get a crit. Power to rear guard. He gets the over trigger. And we pass turn. Pitch. He's going to ride up here. Play the base. So he's going to look at top 7. Search for 3 heroes. 2 of them go to base, and then 1 goes to hand. Or up to 3 heroes. He's just deciding which ones he wants and where. Alright, he's going to call out Flatten, CB1, and retire a unit in the same column. And then he's just going to swing at my Vanguard for 10. Which we take it. Gets another Flatten. We damage an Eternal Thunderbolt. And then he's going to swing at me for 15, I believe, with Flatten's ability. So we go to 3 here. Damage check a perfect guard, unfortunately. Discarding Eternal Thunderbolt here. And then we're going to look at top 7 for a Murakami or Eternal Thunderbolt. We're going to add the chicken to hand off the ride line. The ride line for Murakami is really good. It's like the best part of the deck. We're going to call a Force Ember, which I believe its name. I'm just thinking what I want to do here. I was debating whether or not I wanted to call that Death Scythe, just because the grade 2 obviously isn't going to get a chance to boost. But I do want to get the draw ability off of Death Scythe, so I'm going to use my Vanguard skill, 5k to himself, and 5k to another Murakami unit. And now he's going to be able to attack multiple units on the board. So I'm going to just swing at his front row here. I don't activate the order because I only have access to 1 in the drop zone currently. So he's going to 2 to pass the Vanguard. I'm going to give crit and power to Force Ember. And we check another Eternal Thunderbolt. And the rear guard gets retired. So I'm going to swing for 20 here. Draw 1 card. Because obviously I can't bind anything. And then that one's 23 with a crit. He takes it. And I'm going to swing for 23 with a crit. CB1. Retire 1. But since I couldn't retire, I draw a card. So this was like the little draw engine I was trying out in the deck. I was also trying out draw triggers. He took the attack because he forgot it was a crit. Which he already took the first. He already took the first damage, so he just took the second damage. discards the promo here to ride up. Plays another base. Look at top 7 for up to 3. Thinking about what he wants to do. Can't see that. I think the glared card. I'm sorry about the glare, guys. I tried to fix as best as I can, but that's the grade 1 hero, and then he's gonna put 2 of the grade 2 shield heroes. And when they're scouted into the base, you soul charge 1, which is mandatory. So that's why he soul charged 2 there. And then he is going to rest the base, discard a card to superior call a card from the base. And then he's activating the card he discarded. When it's discarded for base, you can CB1, call it, and then scout a card from your drop zone. Then he's just going to call the grade 1 from hand. And he's going to scout again by discarding a card, just debating where he wants to call it. I believe he puts the 2 grade 2s into one column. The green grade 2. I forget its name right now, if I'm not mistaken. That's the new card, so I just took a quick minute to read it. Yeah, okay, that's what he does. Which is completely fine because we're playtesting here. So he's going to swing for 15 here, because his grade 3 Vanguard gives 5k to his front row rear guards. On both turns, which I believe it's only 5k to front row heroes. Just debating how I want to guard this here. I end up intercepting off the Death Scythe. Then he's going to CB1, or Soul Blast 1 activates effect, retire itself. Add a card scouted into the base to hand. And then he can activate a base from the drop or from his hand. I believe he activated one from hand, if I'm not mistaken. He only gets 2, so he's going to base 1 and 1 that goes to hand. He's going to put the flatten in hand and put the grade 1 hero in the order zone. He's going to swing for 25 here. I get a draw trigger, get 10k to my Vanguard. And now he's going to swing for 28k with a crit, because he has, I know it's hard to see, guys, I do apologize. He has 3 hero bases in the order zone, so Dinos gets a crit, which I guard for 53, which is no pass. Can activate grade 1 skill, so Blast 1, rest it, call that to the front row, and we just guard for 15k. I'm gonna stand and draw here. We lost 2 Persona rides, so Persona riding this game was very sketch. Just debating exactly how I wanted to do my turn. Call down the bird here, proc its skill, retire itself, give 5k to Force Ember. Then I'm using my Vanguard skill, give 5k to itself, 5k to the grade 2 Red River. Then I'm going to activate the order from the drop zone. Then the 2 chickens proc, because the order binds itself. And I Soul Blast 1 for each and superior call it. Debating where I want to call a second bird. I end up calling it behind the Vanguard here. Oh, nope. Called it behind Force Ember. And I'm just going to swing 18 at the Vanguard, the front row, and the back row grade 1. Which in hindsight, maybe I should have just done Vanguard in his 2 back rows. That's 30 because it's 15 by itself, plus the 15k shield. So first check, second check, nothing. Only the grade 1 goes away. I'm assuming a Force Ember here, retire. And then my front and rear is going to get plus 5 off the order. He perfect guards, and then I'm assuming for 28. And he perfect guards again. Passing turn here. Delete Persona rides. Yep, you can see the 3 bases there clearly now. Moves up his 2. Wow, he has 2 more PGs in hand. That's crazy. He had 4 PGs in hand. Activate the base here, rest 1, pitch 1, call out flatten. Then he's going to CB1 retire my interceptor. Then he's going to activate another one, call out the grade 2, or the grade 1 hero. And he's going to call the grade 2 promo from hand. He's going to swing a flatten here. This is 20-30. We opt to take it. Then he's going to swing for 38 with a crit here. Just debating exactly how I want it to guard. Perfect guard the Vanguard here. Pitch to 2. First check, nothing. Second check, heal trigger. Alright, guard for 15, so I guess he gave it to the other column. So that's going to be swinging for 25, 35, 45. Which I just guarded for the over trigger here. Stand and draw. Top decked my last Persona ride. I'm going to activate the order from hand here. I'm going to call Death Scythe. Just seeing exactly how I want this turn executed. Activate my Vanguard's effect, give 5k to himself, 5k to Death Scythe. Give 5k to the Force Ember. And we'll give another 5k to Death Scythe. Or no, give another 5k to the Force Ember. So I'm going to swing for 18-23 to his front row. He no guards it. Get a heal trigger here. His front row gets bound. Force Ember gets a 10k since my opponent hit a trigger. And then my front row is going to get an additional 5k. And then Death Scythe should have an additional 5k from himself on top of him, if I'm not mistaken. So this is 38-48 with Persona Ride. Yeah, that's additional from Death Scythe and the trigger. Because I initially gave him 5 from his ability, then 10 from the trigger, and then 5 from the order. And then he ends up being able to block the whole turn. He had to use his entire hand, but yeah. So he's going to stand and draw here. He top decks his last base, so he's going to top 7 for 3 heroes. He only gets 1. He's going to go ahead and add that to hand, and then just call it to rearguard. CB1 activates the Vanguard's ability here. And he's going to swing for 25. Oh no, that was 30. So I guard for 38. Then he's going to swing at Force Ember. I just decided to guard it here. We're going to stand and draw. Calling out a chicken. And I don't have any plays here. I activate the order here, but I forgot I couldn't attack the front row because I have to CB1 to activate that effect. Yeah, I was reading Death Scythe, not Death Scythe, Vermillion. But I still wanted to activate the order so I can prompt him not wanting to intercept. Because as soon as he intercepts those off, my front row riggers are going to get 5k. So I'm just going to swing 21 at the Vanguard here. And he opts to take it. So first check nothing, second check nothing, and that's it. Going on to game 2. We were just briefly talking about the game, how maybe it could have gone down differently. Go for a mull 2 here. gonna pitch a base to ride and then add another base. The reason he does this is because the promo can activate the base from the drop zone. Stand and draw, pitch Eternal Thunderbolt, draw for going second. We try going for a little bit of a grade 1 rush here. Swing for 8, he gets a defensive, swing for 8, I get nothing, pass turn. Gonna pitch a heal here, ride up. Activate the base. I was joking with him like, yeah, put the promo and Persona right into the base and just take the grade 1. He was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'm like, no, actually think about it, because we were playtesting. And then he tells me apparently that was still the best play he had anyways. So he's gonna activate the base here, rest it to pitch 1. Call out the promo, CB1, call out the card he pitched. Doesn't have a hero to scout, unfortunately. Then call out the grade 1 here. And then activate his Vanguard's ability, scout a card from hand, draw a card. He's going to swing for 10, we take it. Soul Blast 1, retire itself. Add a card from base to hand. And then look at top 7. Gonna Soul Charge 2 here. Off the grade 2s being scouted. We take it, and then he's gonna swing for 20. Yeah, because he has 2 bases. So we go for 25 and stand. Pitch a grade 1 here, search Eternal Thunderbolt. And we were scrambling. We were definitely scrambling here. Like, after that big tempo turn, it definitely felt like we were behind. So we're going to sack the chicken here to give 5k to the grade 1, and then swing at 10 to the rear guard. He guards it. We get the grade 1 cat, and then we'll swing 13 at the rear guard, and he guards it. My only reasoning for this was that if he has a way to get to a third base here, then his Dinos is going to have a crit while I'm on grade 2. So I was just trying to prevent that. So he's going to ride up to Dinos. And then he's just going to swing. No guard. Gets a heal, doesn't heal. And this is 35, yeah. So we take it. Stand and draw. Pitch Eternal Thunderbolt. Top 7 for an Arakami. And I believe we whiff here. And oh man, I hate Isha so much, bro. I love him and I hate him. We whiff, and he was like, "You love to see it," and I was just like, "Bruh, homie, turning into big toxic over here." But anyways, we call Death Scythe here. Activate Eternal Thunderbolt from the drop zone. Choosing where I want to call my chicken, I ultimately decided to call it behind my Vanguard. Call it a Force Ember here. Then we're gonna CB1. Give 5k to the Vanguard and 5k to Death Scythe. So basically I'm going to be swinging at 26 at his entire board. Which he takes it. We get nothing here. Gets a front. Pitch 1, deal him a damage. We're going to swing a Force Ember here. CB1, draw a card. This is 28. Takes it. And then this is, we Soul Blast 2 here to draw a card. This is 1833. And he takes it here, so he goes to 5 again. Persona Ride Dinos. Get his third base off here. And I believe we lose on this turn just because our drive checks weren't sexy, and I believe our draws weren't sexy either. I believe we drove check 2 5Ks. Gonna add the 15k shield to hand and scout the other two. Activate the base, pitch, get the grade 1, and then CB1 for the 2. Call it out, scout a card from the drop. Get the grade 1 and the ride line in there, because why not? I actually believe he uses it this turn. And it's a 13k booster attacker. Where he's gonna pitch it again for the base. And no, he's gonna get the promo here. No. He gets flatten. He's gonna CB1, return it, and then scout another flatten. I don't know what I was doing over there. Alright, he's gonna activate the base again, discard a trigger here. Yep, he gets it. Okay. So he Persona Rode. This is 25 by itself without Persona Ride, 33 with Persona Ride, and then plus a 13k booster, that's 48. With no triggers. He's gonna swing a flatten, which is 30, which we one card guarded with the cat here. Cat comes in clutch, man. And I really like the cat in the Narukami deck. But yeah, these columns are all massive numbers. Swing with Dinos here. Gets his 15 in a crit. We perfect guard. Pitch a Death Scythe. Gets the OT here, so he's going to give 100 million in the restand ability to the grade 2 in the back row. And that's what kills us here. Yeah, that's what I think. I had like one more. I had enough shield if he didn't get a crit to guard the other attack, but I obviously didn't have enough to guard 200 millions. Yeah, I had enough shield to guard that attack. Yep, and then we go on to game 3, which I believe I underguarded that attack unless I got a defensive, which I don't believe I did. Yeah, I underguarded that attack by 5k. Because that column was 48. Because it's 25. Oh, no, because I believe he told me it was 43. But I'm calculating it now, it's 48. But I could be mistaken. About how it came to be that I'm guarded by... I had the 5k shield in hand, so it's not that relevant. Lost anyway. Alright, we're going to draw our 5 here. Looks like we keep Eternal Thunderbolt and Force Ember. I believe we're going first. Draw. Pitch Eternal Thunderbolt, ride up, pass. Pitch the grade 1 hero here, search for the base, draw for 1 second. He's just going to swing for 8. We take it. Gets a crit. Get another Eternal Thunderbolt here, and then search Eternal Thunderbolt. That's another thing about this format. Crits in the early just, they just swing the game so much. Like, if you can't afford to guard. Or if, like, you need the damage. He guards 15. Discards Flatten. Activates the base. Top 7 search for 3. Mandatory Soul Charge 1. Call out the promo. So he's going to do a really cool play here since he Soul Charged the base. He's going to attack with the promo, then activate its effect, Soul Blasting the base, getting a card back, and then scouting the base now that it's in drop zone. So this is just like a huge advantage push here with no commitment at all. And that 15k is for the Vanguard. Because I didn't want to go to like 4 or 5 here. Debating what he wants to add to hand. Chooses to add the Persona Red to hand, and then Soul Charges 1. Swings for, and I guarded. Pitch Eternal Thunderbolt here. Ride up. Top 7 for an Arakami. Looking at my hand, what I want. And he gave me no rear guards here. Call out or grab Rising Phoenix. Call out the Force Ember here. Call out the Death Scythe. CB1, 5k to my Vanguard, 5k to Death Scythe. Then we're going to activate the order here. Then Death Scythe should have, 5k from itself and then 5k from the order. And then we're going to swing for 18. He thought the order gave a 5k to the front row, but it's only 5k to the front row rear guards. Which he goes for a 2 to pass here. We get our last Eternal Thunderbolt. I give it to the Force Ember. And then we're going to pitch Eternal Thunderbolt, deal my damage. And then we're going to swing for 25 here, Soul Blasting 2 to draw a card, since he doesn't have any rear guards to bind. And then I'm going to CB1 and draw a card, our Force Ember, swing, he takes it, and passing turn. Drew a couple cards there. I don't think we're looking too bad here. Gonna pitch Flatten, play base. So now he has 3 bases, so his Vanguard crit is active. Grab another copy of Persona Ride, Flatten, and a grade 1 hero. Or the grade 1 hero, that's the multi-attack enabler. So I'm going to add the grade 1 to hand, put the other 2 to base. Rest the base, pitch the pitch card, call another one, or no. Decides to call out Flatten here. CB1 calls out the other guy, and then scouts the Flatten and drop. Then, since he didn't make another action, so he's gonna choose to activate Flatten's CB1 on place to pop a card in the same column, or a front row in the same column. Call out the grade 1, then call out Dinos. And we're off to the races. This Flatten's going to swing at me for 20. Guard with 10k shield. Now he's going to swing for 28 and a crit here. We perfect guard the Vanguard. Crit. Gonna give crit and power to Dinos. Then I believe that was the grade 2 15k shield hero. He's gonna swing for 25 here. And I asked how much Dinos was at, and I believe he told me it was 38. Which it should be 38. Then power to my Vanguard. It's 18. Oh no, 28, not 38. I don't know where I got the extra 10k from. So we Persona right here. And him retiring Force Ember, not gonna lie, hurt me a little bit. Just because it kind of cuts me off from drawing extra cards. So we're gonna call here, Soul Charge of Force Ember, give it 5k off the grade 2 Red River. Then we're gonna activate the order, Soul Blast 1, call a Phoenix. Then we're gonna CB1, give 5k to my Vanguard, and then 5k to the Death Scythe. So I'm gonna swing 28 at his front row. He no guards it. Takes it, gets a defensive. We're gonna pitch for Sunride here. He gets another defensive and heals. So he's at 33 now. So I'm gonna swing for 35. Soul Blasting 2. I'm gonna bind the grade 1. And then the other column is 38, I believe. Yeah, 38. He decides to take it, and then we swing for 28 here, or 38. He's gonna use one of his bases to guard here, Soul Blast 1. Persona Ride. Man, that deck is thin. It's only turn 4 for him, and look how thin his deck is. Activate the base here, pitching the grade 2 pitcher. Get the grade 1 here. CB1. Call the grade 2, and I believe after my turn, my hand was not sexy at all. Scout a card from the drop zone off the grade 2. So like I was like praying for like a heal or OT, I believe, or like at least one defensive because my hand was scrambling. So he's gonna swing at us for 30 here. Which we ultimately decide to take. Give 5k, 10k to our Vanguard, but no heal because it's already at 5. Debate his Dinos is 38. I'm debating how I want to guard the Dinos because I don't have to take one attack, but I prefer not to take the crit attack. I was thinking about 2 to pass or 1 to passing it, but I ultimately decided 2 to pass it. So this is 53, which those are both of my 15k shields. So all I have is 5k shields left in hand. He thought about giving it all to Vanguard, which if he did, I would have been able to survive, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, if he did, because I did get that defensive. But because he put it on the rear guard, we were basically 10k short. So yeah, I had to guard for like 3 5ks here, and then I have no choice but to take this, and you know, that was the rest of my hand. But let me know what you guys thought about this match in the comments down below. How you feel about the commentary. And this is something I am going to be doing way more frequently, so you can expect this from this channel. And yeah, Vermillion's kind of like a pet deck right now for me. I keep trying to make it good, and it's just not good right now. Like again, it's like missing 1 or 2 cards. But yeah, Heroes, man. Heroes is low-key a sleeper, just because of like that insane deck thinning and like ultra consistency, it seems. Yeah. But anyways, guys, y'all have a great night.